What is going on YouTube, and welcome to today's video. In today's video, we will be going over 25 One Piece mysteries that are yet to be solved, and we'll be giving our best answer. Now, I will say for some of these, there will just be a headcanon in the way that there will just be a main theory that I will pitch to you guys, and you let me know in the comments below if you think it's true. And I want to give a huge shout out to the creator of these questions and slides, Revon and Jeru. Shout out to him. His watermark will be in every single question asked. But with that being said, let's get straight into it. So starting off, we have Laughtale's location and where the One Piece treasure is. Now, a lot of these answers, I will say, they may not sound true, but I mean, it's what Oda tells us. So, yeah. So, Laughtale's location. Now, to get Laughtale, you need 4 road poneglyphs. You're like, okay, why do we need 4 road poneglyphs? Because each of those poneglyphs gives you key information, and they all point towards where the One Piece is, as shown. But yeah, it creates a big X, and in the middle of that X is a coordinate where the One Piece treasure, Laughtale, is. Which Laughtale is the supposed name of the ancient kingdom that once lived during Joyboy's time, that was so technologically advanced, as said by Vegapunk, stated here. And with that being said, now we got, where is the One Piece treasure? Now, we don't exactly know where the One Piece treasure is, but we can assume by default it's where the Laughtale is, because we know you need 4 road poneglyphs to get to Laughtale, and that's how Roger found the One Piece. He got all 4 road poneglyphs, and then he came to the conclusion that, oh, these road poneglyphs lead to the One Piece. And he found out what the One Piece was, learned the truth of the world, and there we have it. He became the king of the pirates. So I hope that cleared that one up for y'all. The meaning of D. Now, as said in the Harley text, guys, the meaning of D means the people of the half moon, which we can assume is the dawn, because right before the sun sets, the moon rises, I believe, or something like that. But the D basically means dawn, and it is the people of the half moon, as they will bring a new light to the world. Now, what I cannot say is, where did this all originate? Where did this all start? That we do not have an answer for, and I'm sorry. Imu's identity. Now, Imu is shown to be some sort of demonic entity in the One Piece world that really has no restraint to his power, except he does, actually. So, we're going to be explaining Imu's ability. So, to hurt Imu, you essentially need to defeat one of the minion underlings. So, he's kind of like the final boss, and he's like the top of the hierarchy. So, obviously, we have the Gorosei, which is the top 5, and then the Holy Knights, which are below the Gorosei. But, with that being said, what that means is, if you take down the Holy Knights, and you take down the Gorosei using ACOG, Advanced Conqueror's Haki, you can then defeat Imu or give him some damage. Now, each Holy Knight you take out, as shown here, you pretty much lessen his HP bar, we can assume. Now, we know Imu has some demonic power like Domi Reversi, which can basically invert your soul and make you evil, or evil, shit, that's all we know. But it's a very interesting power, to say the least, and I believe that that is the key to defeating Imu, which is taking down his minions and getting to the main man, Imu, or should I say Saint Nerona Imu. Joyboy's Origins. Oh, this is gonna be a huge spoiler, guys. Guys, I know Joyboy was the first pirate, and he's from the ancient kingdom. I know. Huge spoiler. He is the bearer of the legendary Hito Hito no Mi Maro Nika, which basically made him the first user that we know of that held the Nika fruit. Now, there could have been plenty more, but this one was the legendary one, and he was the one that spread the seeds of war to cause the shift and change to fight Imu, and that's why the 20 Kingdoms came against him. What is Luffy's true dream? Now, there is a lot of statements, a lot of people that don't know what Luffy's true dream is, but we can assume that Luffy's true dream is for the whole world to eat. Now, that's the main headcanon, and there's probably many more, but I'm just we're gonna theorize. Let's theorize, you guys. In this one, I would say it's Luffy's dream for everybody to eat, because, look how Sanji went, and also look how the reactions of the crew was after hearing, and also after Luffy was telling them his dream. Now, the mystery shrouding Void Century. Now, guys, I know, listen. This is going to rub some feathers, but guys, did you know the reason the world government hides the Void Century is because, I know it's going to sound crazy, is maybe because That's when Imu made a deal with the fucking devil and pretty much got all 20 kingdoms under his control to fight against Joyboy to reclaim his supposed throne, king of the world. Blackbeard and the secret to his 2 devil fruit powers. He just has 2 hearts. Now, you might be like, okay, if he has 2 souls, he must have 2 hearts, which you may be correct. But we know that Blackbeard went under that thing and ate Whitebeard's heart. Like, you guys know how Big Mom got her devil fruit. She ate Mother Carmel, which this is the prime reason why Blackbeard got the Quake fruit. Now, what I can't answer to you is how he's able to have 2 devil fruits. We know you can have 1, but 2, we don't know. But we can assume by logic of law that it's because he has another heart or another soul. And we know he's a Davy D, so it's very possible there's a secret of their lineage that they haven't told anybody else. Role of sword in One Piece. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is more of the complicated ones to explain, but essentially, the sword organization is like the Marines' safety net. Like, what I mean is, they're the Marines that believe that they should be helping pirate. Like, they fight by what they think is right, not by what the world government thinks is right, and they're not enforced directly by the Marines. I don't believe. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, I don't know. But we can assume by logic that they are held by Garp to some extent because Kobe is in sword and, you know, Garp kind of a printered Kobe. But yeah, I do believe they don't play a long-term role, but they will definitely help the Revolutionary Army out potentially in the final war, which just happened. Video coming soon. Who is Luffy's mother? Now. We don't have an exact answer to this, as it has been stated by Oda. He doesn't really care about mothers for real. But we can assume it's this lady right here because she had, we know how Dragon has a swirl or something on his eye. That is the best candidate I can tell y'all for who's Luffy's mom is, because there's no really strong candidate, as we don't really have a character reveal for any parent's mom except Blackbeard. But yeah, what is the Great Kingdom? Alright, the Great Kingdom was the kingdom during the Void Century time, during the war that Joyboy was from. They were so technologically advanced that it scared the 20 kings how much better than them they were, and that's why they went to war, and also because of political endeavors we do not yet know of. Who is the man with the burn scar? Now, this is a great question. We can assume, number one, this is either a new character. It is Scopper Gabon, which it's not, but that's like another thing. Or it is Davy Jones. As we know, he's been cursed to the bottom of the sea, which technically means he's still alive in some form, but we don't know how we're going to get there, as each ship, he sinks allegedly. But I'm going to bet my money on it that it's either Davy Jones or a new character. So you guys let me know in the comments below what you think. Zoro get a scar in his left eye. Now, I know it's going to sound insane, but this is because of a new technique he has not used yet, because he is concentrating hockey in there and he doesn't know it. He also probably got his eye cut from fighting all those fucking monkeys on Mihawk's Island. That's probably the main reason he got cut. I mean, we don't know how Luffy got a scar. It was a filler episode that he got his scar. But, you know, it's still technically how he got a scar. So, yeah, not really much to work with here. But, yeah, Zoro getting his scar will be relevant coming up in this new Elbaf arc. Why did Zunesha get punished? Well, Zunesha got punished, we can assume, and I say we can assume because if you look at the Harley text mural, we can see clearly that's something looking like Zunesha. Now, Zunesha's probably older than we think, but I do believe he is 800 years old, if not older. And we can assume that Zunesha got punished because they were harboring people of the Void Century. For example, I believe that picture of Emeth and Joyboy was on Zoe or something like that, and that would be very important for later because it would make so much sense, because that could have been like that could have been Joyboy's pirate ship, Zunesha. You know what I'm saying? Who is the pirate with the eye patch? Joyboy. Nefertari Lili's disappearance and betrayal. Now, we do not know how she betrayed, but we can assume the greatest plot twist of One Piece coming, that Imu is actually Nefertari D. Lili, and that Imu is a demon in her body that goes by Mu. Now, we know there was a Saint Imu, but they could have made a deal with the devil and then took over Nefertari Lili's disguise. Now, this is the 800-year-old one, not the current day Vivi, but this is Lili. And she betrayed the 20 kingdoms. That's why Alabasta isn't in the world government, I don't believe, if not vice versa. But yeah, there's a lot of mystery surrounding this, and I think the key to this is the most important thing we have to the reason why the Void Century, aka the War Arc, started in the first place.
Someone cooked here.
What is the treasure hidden inside Marejois? No. We don't know. All right. I know this is a boring answer, but this is one of the more secret ones. We genuinely don't know. We can assume it's an ancient weapon, which I believe they use Pluton, or not Pluton, Uranus, to shoot down Alicia. We also can assume that this is some sort of old, like, Void Century relic that Joyboy had, or people had, as we could see here. Now, there's not a lot to work with here, as per it could be the other videos, but, you know, still, there's a lot of secrecy in this one specifically. The best thing we got is from Dofi, which even then, he didn't really tell us much. Owner of the giant straw hat in Imu's possession. As I said earlier, this was without a doubt Joyboy's hat, and I'll show you guys why, because of this panel right here. What is Crocodile's secret? Crocodile's secret, this is probably true, and I'm saying probably because it like all signs point to yes. The secret is that Crocodile used to be a trans character, and I do not believe this will ever be brought up in the main story, but because Ivankov has the hormone fruit, and in the live action, Crocodile was shown as a woman pre-time skip. I'll pull the clip up again at Rodder's execution, and we know that Crocodile and Ivankov used to be really close. It would make sense that Ivankov pulled, like, a Crocodile wanted to be a man so she could be strong or something, and then that is what Crocodile became. Now, this is another one I can't really explain. Toki, all we know is that she has the time fruit. It can warp through time, and that she is from the Void Century and probably knew Joyboy. What is the purpose of the Noah ship? We can assume that the purpose of the Noah ship was to bring the animals up to the surface that were at Fishman Island, and that is the promise that Joyboy made, to give them life, to give them inclusion in the world government. But that ended up not happening. But that ship serves its purpose to bring them all up there, because maybe they can't swim up there, vice versa, or you guys know what I'm trying to say. So I believe its purpose, just like biblical, was supposed to bring them up to the surface. Are Tokishi and Kuina the same person? Maybe. Actually, maybe. You might be like, wow, that's insane. Now, I think the plot relevance of this would be kind of skewed because Kuina died. So I don't think they are the same person, because falling downstairs, down these stairs got Kuina. Falling downstairs in One Piece or in Japanese is pretty much... You know what I mean? But I do not think they're related, but look very similar. They could be related as like sister, but that's about it. Where is the all blue? The all blue is not an existing thing. It was back then before the red line was built. But now it's just legend. And to get that, you need to destroy the red line to unify all of the seas, creating one piece. Why will Luffy destroy Fishman Island? It's not a question of how he's going to, because the world needs to be unified together so they can fight against Imu. We do not know how this is all going to go down, but we know for a fact that this is the key thing. And also the Eve tree, the tree of life in One Piece, is so important, and I find it so ironic that it's directly above Fishman Island. But yeah, Luffy will destroy Fishman Island because of prophecy, and also because he has to unify the seas, and Sanji can achieve his dream. Who are Nami's parents? Now, there is a lot to talk about with this. There's a lot of theories that Nami was actually a royalty because her obsession with money and things of that sort. But we can also come to the conclusion that she just simply loves money because Arlong took over her island and she was raised by somebody. Like, it'll be revealed over time what Nami's true purpose is, and we'll get her earlier backstory. But yeah, you guys, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. I hope this video gave some more insight on the One Piece story. Shout out to the creator. I'm going to say it again. Shout out to Revon Genjaru, I believe is your name. Injuru, sorry. Revon Injuru. Thank you for the questions. And yeah, I'll catch up boys in the next video. Road to 1,000 on TikTok. We're on YouTube. Let's get it. Let's go, boys. Peace.